chicken when you with a wing. Ain't she cute?
Boop-oop-a-doop.
Sweet Betty.
Magic mirror in my hand, who's the fairest in the land?
You're the fairest in the land. You're the fairest in the land.
Welcome back to Betty Boop in Snow White, assisted by Bimbo and Coco. Today we're reading Chapter 6. Where are you, Chapter 6? There we are. Coco, the Clown Prince. The stepmother became more and more set against the king's daughter, whose beauty increased day by day, and her only thought was how to do her some injury. So at last, she took a kettle and she set it on fire and scalded some yarn in it. When it was ready, she hung it over the poor girl's shoulder and gave her an axe, and told her she was to go to the frozen river and break a hole in the ice and rinse the yarn. So Snow White obeyed and hewed a hole in the ice. As she was about it, she saw something moving under the ice. A little clown in cap and bells was kicking and struggling in the water. Snow White started to run away, but he called to her, telling her not to be afraid. "What is the trouble?" asked Snow White kindly, although she could hardly help laughing at the big ball of putty on his nose, which had been put on to make him look funny, but which now served to divide the two streams of tears which were flowing from his eyes. It was so cold that these tears froze as they dripped off his chin and tinkled to the ground like a rain of little pearls. "I am the rightful king of the country which borders this," sobbed the youth. "But years ago an evil man slew my father, set him up as king, and made me his court clown or jester. Now that I'm growing into a manhood, however, the usurper has become afraid of me. He has enchanted me and has driven me out of the land to starve or freeze."
Poor Coco.
And he sobbed louder than before. "Why do you stand for this?" asked Snow White, forgetting for a moment how badly she herself was treated. "Here, take this axe and regain your kingdom. You should be ashamed of acting this way." The Clown Prince stared at her in amazement and forgot to cry. "You're right," he cried, straightening up and blowing his nose loudly. "This is no way for a king's son to act. Give me the axe. With someone like you to give me counsel and a few good men to aid me, I will win my realm back." In 3 little shakes of a dragon's tail. Then, full of wrath, he took Snow White by the hand, and they went through the forest until they saw a man standing by 6 trees, which he had rooted up as if they had been stalks of corn. And Coco said to him, "Will you be my man and come along with me?" "All right," answered he. "I must just take this bit of wood home to my father and mother." And taking one of the trees, he bound it round the other 5. and putting a faggot on his shoulder, he carried it off. Then, soon coming back, he went along with his leader, who said, "3 such as we can stand against the whole world." And when they had gone on a little while, they came to a huntsman who was kneeling on one knee and taking careful aim with his rifle. "Huntsman," said Coco, "what are you aiming at?" 2 miles from here," answered he, "there sits a fly on the bough of an oak tree. I mean to put a bullet into its left eye." "Oh, well, come along with us," said the leader. 4 of us, together, can stand against the world." The huntsman was quite willing to go with him, and so they went on until they came to 7 windmills, whose sails were going round briskly, and yet there was no wind blowing from any quarter, and not a leaf stirred. "Well," said Coco, "I cannot think what ails the windmills, turning without wind." He went on with his followers about 2 miles farther, and then they came to a man sitting up in a tree, holding one nostril and blowing with the other. "Now then," said the clown, "what are you doing up there?" 2 miles from here," answered he, "there are 7 windmills. I'm blowing, and they're going around." "Oh, go with me," cried Coco. 5 of us together can stand against the world." So the blower got down and went with them, and after a time they came to a man standing on one leg. The other had been taken off and was lying near him. "You seem to have got a handy way of resting yourself," said Coco. "I'm a runner," answered he, "and in order to keep myself from going too fast, I've taken off a leg. For when I run with both, I go faster than a bird can fly." "Oh, go with me," cried Coco. 6 of us together will stand against the world." So they all went together, and it was not long before they met a man with a little hat on, and he wore it just over one ear. "Manners, manners," said Coco. "With your hat like that, you look like a clown, and I'm sick of clowns." "I dare not put it straight," answered the other. "If I did, there would be such a terrible frost that the very birds would be frozen and fall dead from the sky to the ground." "Oh, come with me," said Coco. "We 7 together may well stand against the whole world." And that's the end of chapter 6. I hope you'll join me next time for chapter 7, The Faithful Servants. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.